Hello and welcome to the Pixlr Easy Graphics Training Video 4. This is we're going to create your own business card in this video, and I've also included the template from Vistaprint.com that they provide. I went and downloaded that and I threw it in a folder, and you have it here, so you don't have to go grab that from Vistaprint. I like the Vistaprint template because it's clear and easy to deal with, and it's Vistaprint is a really good source to print business cards from. So you don't have to print from there, but I love their templates. They're done really well and easy to use, and for this tutorial here they work out perfectly. Okay, so let's get right to it. Go to pixlr.com and we're going to click on Open Pixlr Editor Advanced, and then we are going to open an image from computer. We're going to open the template that I grabbed, and in this case it's called business card. Highlight it and then click open, and here it is. Okay, now I'm going to explain to you. Let me bring all this stuff in here so you could see it better. I'm going to explain to you what all this means here. Alright, so okay, there we go. It's saying here that the red line is the trim, and that's where the cutter trims off the card when they manufacture these business cards. Okay, that's where the slice is going to go. Safe margin is this light blue area here. So anywhere inside this light blue area and inside, you're safe to put graphics. It's going to be visible. Once you step outside of this blue line here, light blue line, it's unsafe. So if you had a hand or a face or some lettering and it goes outside of this blue line in the template, it's going to get cut off and it's not going to look right. Okay. It's suggesting that you use 300 dots per inch, CMYK style, and it says note, before saving, turn off or delete the guides layer. Okay, so a lot of times by mistake people leave this layer here visible and they send it over to the printer, Vistaprint in this case, and these little blue lines or this stuff ends up being printed out, and it's a mistake. So just make sure that this is all covered up by that point, or turn it off. Don't forget to turn it off. Okay, so it says down here, Vistaprint is not responsible for guides being left on. Okay, so if that happens, you can't go to Vistaprint and complain that you left that in there and they should have taken it. It's not their responsibility. Alright, so what we're going to do is, first of all, why don't we create a new layer. So we're going to come right over here and click new layer, and there it is. And then we can get the paint bucket tool, and well, let's see here, we take the eyedropper tool and we can select white. Since this is white, I can grab white from there, and then grab the paint bucket tool and click inside, and it makes everything white. Okay, so right away I have a white layer above that layer there, my template layer. So in the end, all I have to do is turn that white layer on, and I know that I'm covered. I don't have to worry about this template. Alright, so now that that's there, I can either work on this layer or turn it off. I kind of leave that as a security layer. So I'm going to rename that. I'm going to put security layer. Okay, and I'm going to create a new layer, just another layer on top of that. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I want to make a matching business card to the Facebook timeline that I created in the previous video. Or if you haven't seen the timeline video yet at this point, what I'm going to do is pretty much create a miniature version of that timeline here for a business card. Okay, so it's like if I'm working for a client and they want everything to match. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to File, Open Image, and let me see, it should be on my desktop still. There's my arrow. Here it is. It's this. Click open. Okay, so now I'm going to make a mimic of this and make a business card. Okay, where I got this image is from a website. I googled free header images, and a bunch of websites that give you free images, and they all have to do with different niches, and all the header images, they're really good. This was one of the header images that was available for free to use, so I'm going to use it again here for my business card. So what I'm going to do is go up to Edit, select all, then I'm going to press Control C and it copies it, and then then I have to click over to my business card here, press Control V, and it pastes it right in there. Okay, so now I'm going to name layer 3 Money BG, okay, money background. Go back to my move tool there, so I can move this around. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch this thing out, and I'm going to stretch it as far as the safe margin goes. Okay, I'll stretch it all the way out, and I'm going to go to Edit, Free Transform, grab the corner. Well, let's see. Oh, it made it huge. I should center it first, then grab a corner and pull on it. Okay, I can also grab it from here and bring it across there so it's not distorted. Alright, click OK. Let's bring that down. Do you want to apply the changes? Yes. Okay, so here it is. I can put it into place. As long as it's touching red everywhere, I'm good. Why is that? Because that's the trim area. Okay, it bleeds out of the safe margin, so I know I'm good there. Alright, let's see. I have this layer here. Oh, here's my security layer here. I can turn that on so it's white. It covers that up. Let me turn the security layer off so I can see my margin again. Okay, so now let me go turn this off here. Do you want to save image before closing? No, I don't want to save that. Okay, so now I want to put, I think I might put my text going across here. At this point, I mean, this is the image, the basic image that I'm going to use. What I might do here also is, for the sake of this tutorial, is grab a shape. So go to the shape tool here, and then, okay, I'll pick the rectangle tool here, and maybe the border size would be like a 4 or 5. The fill shape will be like army green, and I'm going to come down here in one side, click and drag all the way across, and let it go. And I got this big green shape here, and I can go up to Edit, Free Transform. Oh, you know what? That's going to do. Let me see. Forget that. Do you want to apply changes? No, I don't. Let me get the move tool here. Yeah, so what I did was I created that shape, across there, but it appears it laid that shape down on my money background. So what I want to do is, I don't like that. I don't like that it pasted that on my money background. I want to put that on a new layer. So what I'm going to do is go to the history area over here, and I'm going to click back in history to before I did that. And I'm going to create a new layer. Okay, now that I'm on the new layer, I'm going to do that all over again. I'm going to make a shape. I'm going to start with the very edge here, click and drag all the way completely across and release, and there that is. I can get my move tool. See, and now I can move this shape wherever I want, and it's not attached to my background. I didn't want that at all. Okay, now that this shape is here, I can move this up here or down below, or both. So let's go here, let's leave it there, and I can come down here to the layer styles, click on that, and I can make changes to this green strip. I can put a drop shadow for it, inner glow, I can bevel it, an outer glow of it. Oh, here's an inner glow, this is an inner shadow. Inner glow. Let's go to the inner glow, let's do the size. Let's change the color. Let's go to something light. Okay, that's glowing there. The size there. The hardness of it, the opacity. So you can play around with that there. Take off outer glow. Let's do a drop shadow here. Size. The opacity, slight distance, there, put OK. Okay, so then at this point, I have this, interesting looking shape here. Let's see where we're at. Okay, it bleeds out of the red line on both sides, so you won't see the ends, so don't worry about that. It's going to get chopped off. Let's put it back. Now it's just a matter of adding in some text, so I can put my title there and put Phil the Money Man in here. Excuse me, about 75 size, bold, different font. I like this font a lot. This isn't the font that I used on the other project, but for the sake of this tutorial, I can use whatever I want. So select a cool font. Remember what the font was you used on the last project so that it matches, but I'll just search through here and find something that looks really cool. Look at all these fonts. There's a lot. It's like a typewriter. That's neat. Okay, we'll go with that one. Put OK. Do my move tool here. Center it. Okay, now on this layer here, I can click on the layer styles, and I might do like a bevel kind of thing. Let's see, inner shadow. Let's take off bevel. Let's check out inner shadow. See that, how it kind of makes it like if it's cut out, the distance, you got to mess with the distance there. You can also change the number here. If using this with your mouse is a little difficult for you, you can just type the number. Alright, let's see, and then bevel it. Okay. Alright, so fill the money, man. See, so even though this graphic back here, it doesn't, I'm still able to read the main title of my text because I have this nice block here. Alright, now here I can grab more text and put in fake address. Let me see. Okay, that's how simple and easy that all is. It's a matter of typing it in real quick. And right here you got to be careful with your bleed and all that. This is where that comes in. So watch, take that off, and you could see how it's hitting the blue area there. So I'm going to make this smaller. Where is it? Go up to that layer. And let's take it down to there. I think you guys are probably getting the hang of this by now, that it's all repetitive. You're getting familiar with the tools at this point, how to lay in the graphics, how to lay in text, how to mess with the bevel and shadow and all that kind of thing. It's really the same thing over and over again. So once you get a good idea of how these tools work, it's very repetitive, and you can fly through and create your own graphics all yourself. Okay. If you wanted to add an image of yourself or your client in here, you know how to do that. You can open up the image of the person, cut them out, and paste them here. Let's see, if you wanted to add a gradient, use this gradient tool here, and I'll show you that example right now, what to do with the gradient. Let's create a new layer. Let's make, we'll say for example I put a shape here on this layer, another rectangle. Okay, then I picked the gradient tool here. I would go from, say, the bottom to the top, or the top to the bottom, above this marching ant shape. Left click, hold it down, stretch the gradient string across it, and release, and it fills it in with the gradient color. So if you want to change the gradient color, like so I have a nice gradient in there now, for example. If I want to change the gradient color, I can come right up to this here and click on it, and I can choose different ones that already exist. So let's say I pick that one, and then I click OK. Let's see. Click off of it, and then I can do that gradient all over again. You can do it that way, or I can click on this and then tap these individual little places here and change the color. Let's see. How does that work? Oh, there we go. change the color that way, so you can totally change this gradient yourself. See, and make it custom. Then you can take that gradient there and stretch it across. And fill it in yourself. Okay, so that's the gradient tool there, but I don't want that. I'm just for the sake of showing you. Other than that, you pretty much got everything. I mean, if you wanted to find a business card that you liked and you wanted to duplicate it, you know the tools now to pop an image here. You know how to pop the text here. I just showed you how to make a gradient. I showed you how to make a shape and bevel it and all that with the text. So you're pretty much good to go. Okay? You got all the tools. Once you get to this point, this background layer here, you can keep clicking on it. I don't want to change the wording. You can keep clicking on this lock here. And once you click on it, it'll get rid of the lock. You can, if you feel safer, you can trash that layer there. Okay, just to make sure that you don't have that template in the background. You can trash it, and you're good. Okay. This layer here we didn't end up using, so we can trash that empty layer there too, and that's gone. So everything important you have is there. Okay, so the white's visible back there. You're good to go. Then you just go to File. Let's see. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. There's also, I can show you some of this stuff too. Let's go back to the background here. There's things called filters, and in these filters you can add them to your images to do fun stuff to them. Okay, and all of this stuff here, the point of this tutorial was to show you everything you need to know for internet marketing purposes, graphic wise. Okay, so I'm showing you that. I don't want to spend time on this stuff here, but I want to at least let you know that you can go through this and practice using each one of these filters on your images and just have fun with it and learn what they do on your own. Okay, maybe in a further tutorial I can go into detail on that if you like, but for this sake we're going to stick with internet marketing. But all you have to do is select your image that you're on, and then you come in and let's say for example we wanted to do a box blur, like it says box blur here. So I'll click on box blur and I can mess with a blur. Okay, so if you used an image background, a background image, and maybe you don't even have the rights to use it, you can actually tweak it using filters like this, and nobody would ever know really where you got it from. It would be tweaked enough where nobody could really tell you anything either. So you click OK. Okay, so I have that blur going on there. Now let's go to another filter, and let's go to Glamour Glow. Alright, so there it added like this funny glow to the whole thing. Let's go to another filter and let's go to Art Poster. See, now it's getting crazy and it's doing a bunch of crazy artsy stuff too. So I'll cancel that. So you get the idea. Filters are just like a camera filter. Okay, it does crazy things to your image. So that's up to you. Alright, so beyond that you're going to go up to File, you're going to save, and of course you're going to save as a layered image, and then put OK, and you're going to save that. Okay, let's call mine Test Business Card to my desktop and press Save. And then secondly you're going to go to File and you're going to save, and save it as a JPEG, and then click OK, and then Test Business Card and click Save. So you have both copies. So You always want to keep the copy that has the layers on it. Okay, now we can minimize this, hopefully. Um, let's see here. Okay, so let's open this up. And here it is. There's your business card. Alright, so remember, the size, it's going to get chopped off along that edge there, due to the size and the template. It's going to be perfect size. So that's what your business card is going to look like. So not bad, huh? Not bad for using free software, not bad for working online in a few minutes. And really, you're going to be able to pound this thing out like in 10 minutes if you really needed a quick business card for somebody or yourself. It's not going to take the time it took me on this tutorial because I'm explaining all of this stuff. It's going to be a lot faster. Okay, take care. See you in the next tutorial. I'm out.